Good morning, guys. It's good to be here. We're excited this morning. How many of you are in here were at the Advance this weekend? Come on. Yeah, man. These guys have some fresh energy and a new heart. Lord bless them with. We're excited. We've got some guys that were willing to stand up here and be courageous and share with you guys what the Lord did this weekend. So put on your ears, because God did some amazing things.
I'm Jacob Clark. I'm going to have my dad stand up. So this weekend, I go up to lead this, to help these guys lead this advance. And on Saturday, there was a couple of us that were struggling. The enemy was just like right there. He was talking to our ear. He was beating the crap out of us. And we all sat down in a barn and we prayed. And we pushed the devil out and we pushed demons out. And we absolutely God was getting ready to do a big work during this weekend, during that day. So then I was supposed to share my testimony on Sunday morning. And I had something written out, and I wasn't going to cry. It was going to be good. I've talked about this in the past. I've let it out. It was cool. And then my brother Josh Personius shared his testimony, and he went off the cuff. He usually doesn't go off the cuff, but he just like went from the heart. And he had talked about something that was it was a fatherhood thing, and then the message that night, Ryan Steyer was sharing the message that night, and God, during the message, was downloading into my heart this bird's eye view of my dad fighting for me. And I walked this path, and when I walked this path, I appreciated what he did at the steps, but God said, okay, take a step back. Here's the beginning, and here's where you're at now. And here's all the places that this man went after your heart. He didn't have his parents later on in life, so he had to become a man on his own. And he taught me the lessons that he learned, and he fought for my heart. So now I can see the Father's heart. When I look at God, I see this man. I see this great man that kept going after me, regardless of how many times I messed up, regardless of how many times that it was like, man, you know what, son? I'm disappointed, but I'm here. And I want you to be the best man you possibly can be. So this was a powerful weekend. God moves in huge ways. Even if you've been to a ton of these things, you come with an open heart and the strength to be able to push into that scary, scary place that's the dark part of your heart. And God's going to download something into your life that, whether it's big, small, He's got something for you.
My name's Shane, and I'm addicted to God. This weekend was extremely powerful for me. I showed up with an able body and an open mind, and through the way that God just moved, He showed me that I had a broken heart, that I wasn't loving with my whole heart. And I was surrounded by these amazing men. I was surrounded by these amazing activities, and just the power of God that just worked through me and worked through these gentlemen and these men to just carry me through and be by me the entire time. It was such an incredible experience, and I've never experienced God's presence and power in me like that. And, I'm just so excited to come forth and just live life with a whole heart. My heart's damaged, but it's in recovery. And I know I can just experience and show everybody and show my family and show you men like what it is to live with a whole heart and be exposed for who I am. And I just praise God for this weekend and thank all the cadre and all these gentlemen that were here. It was just an amazing time.
Good morning, I'm Mark Turnus, and this was my second Worshiper Warrior weekend. And the first one, I didn't do the work. I came with a heart that was stone and cold, and I didn't do the work. This time I came up and I said, God, we're going to plow the field. We're going to get rid of it. I've got 65 years behind me, and there's a lot of crap in that 65 years. So I had bunkmates that now are my allies. Imagine, if you will, one of these giant tractors from John Deere, and he's got a plow, and he's going through the rock field like you find down around Mount Princeton. And all these rocks are digging up. Well, this weekend, those large rocks got thrown out of my life. I've still got a lot of work to do. There's no way you can clear it all out in one weekend. But I encourage all of you, if you want to get freedom, this is how to do it. These guys, the cadre, everybody that presented, everybody that stood by me and encouraged me this weekend, just were amazing. And it opens up your heart. You're sitting there with guys you don't know at all. At first, our pride, I'm not going to say anything to these guys. There's no way I'm putting my heart out there. And then you start to hear the stories, and you start to see the changes in these men. I now have 4 brothers that I didn't have. And yesterday, we all said good morning to each other through text. And one of my brothers was having problems with his daughter. Said she was having a demonized attack. We all prayed for her. And a few minutes later, he says, she's all well, all's good with her. And God took care of that. So I encourage you guys, if you want to get rid of the crap in your life, and there is no shame bigger than you are. The shame that came, some of it was small, little stuff that didn't really matter at all. But inside of me, it had been built into this boulder. And God came through and just broke the boulder to pieces. And then when you see the end result, you see that go away from you. You see God pick it up and take it off your shoulders, and you feel the lightness. That is when you know it was well worth being there. So I encourage all of you, open your minds and hearts and attend the next advance.
Good morning, men. My name is Kenan. I'm a child of God. But I just wanted to talk kind of what God did in my heart during the advance and just how thankful I am that I went. I want to thank the cadre because as I was up there, you know, we talked a lot about vulnerability and we used it and God used it in our lives. But they modeled it for us. They were vulnerable for us, and it just, I was thoroughly impressed by that, and I felt like it gave such a good foundation. And yeah, it helped a lot with the sessions that we had. And I just wanted to thank God most of all, you know, for the work that He's done on the cross and how I got to experience a closer glimpse of that at the advance, and just knowing that I am not who I was yesterday. Jesus has made me clean, and that I have brothers who also are children of God, who I can stand with and walk with through the wars and fight alongside. And so, yeah, the advance was amazing, and I'm excited to see this as a stepping stone to advance more and become a wholehearted man who's solely living for Jesus because He's worth it. So anyways, thank you.
Yeah, let's give them one more hand. These guys have courage to stand up here and share with you guys what happened. Obviously, they could have gone for a lot longer. I tamed them down for time's sake. And these were just 4 guys that God put on in front of me to share with you guys. We had almost 90 guys show up this weekend. And let me tell you what this is not about. This is not a sales pitch to get you guys to come to the advance. What this is about is getting you guys in a place where you understand that you have a whole heart. Right here. It's how you were created. And it's been calloused and bruised and beaten down by the world around you. What you're experiencing here every Tuesday morning is a result of what happened at an advance years ago. This was birthed out of an advance. And so it's designed to work together. Okay? So this is available to you guys Tuesday mornings to go at a heart level with your table. Listen, I love Ricky Bobby, and I'm so grateful for him and the men that serve you guys every week. They spend days preparing for you guys. I'm so grateful for that, and the messaging that comes from up here for you guys. If that's all you're coming for, though, is the breakfast, you're losing. You're missing out. These tables are designed for you guys to sit with each other and share what's really happening in your lives at a heart level, because God has freedom for you guys. He wants you free. Psalm 144 is our banner psalm. It starts by saying, "Blessed be the Lord my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle." All of you men are in battle. Why would you do it alone? Why would you choose to do it alone? You don't have to. So I'm going to encourage all of you to come here Tuesday mornings expectant that the Father's going to show up for you if you just make one step forward and be vulnerable with the guys that are around your table. Okay? So we're blessed to have you guys here. And we're hoping that you're blessed by being here. I've got a few questions for you guys to resonate on, okay? And who in this room knows what a BSA is? Raise your hand. So those of you who do not know, keep your hands up for me. Those of you who do not know what a BSA is, a blood-stained ally, look around the room at the guys that have their hands up and talk to them about it. Okay? It's critical. It's what we're doing here every Tuesday morning. So if you don't have one, get one. Your life will be better for it. All right? So really press into these questions, guys, and see what God does, okay? You guys have a great morning. Be blessed.